Hi Pisces. We are in my apartment in New York. Happy early birthday. It's time to close up shop and go on holiday. Close up what shop? Your subconscious. You're already feeling this. The emotions have been running really high, and you know that there are certain things that are coming to an end. You've been on such an upswing that perhaps you thought this phase would miss you, but no. Everyone before this eclipse has to let go of things. Excuse me. The emotions are running really high with you guys. Like, absolutely nothing is going on with me. I'm totally fine, and as soon as I started doing the reading, I could feel the emotions rising. The lump in my throat. Take a deep breath, Pisces. Focus on the scenery, the sound of the cards. Good. Okay. Queen of Wands and Five of Swords. So in some way you feel that there has been the revelation of some deception. The moon coming into Leo here, but also if you're dealing with a fire sign, more than anything, it is a lie that takes your power. Something that you realize now was designed to make you feel bad about you. It's like finding out about a power structure that you didn't realize was in place. A psychological system kind of that was implemented on you to keep you from thinking about certain things or talking about certain things, like an invisible system of control that you can see now. This can be a controlling partner, a partnership that no longer works, a friendship that no longer works, a work situation in which you can see now that you were controlled from the beginning. There are some deep realizations here. And your ability to communicate them is really, really important. If you have an air sign in your life, it's looking very good. And I think it's because this Aquarius season gives air signs that little bit that they need. It's been too long for them. And it's been too long for you. We all need now a flush. Five of Wands. But that's not going to be easy for you guys, because on this upswing, there's a lot of stuff that you've been ignoring that all needs to now be taken care of at once. Like ignoring and not keeping receipts for anything, and, you know, going on shopping sprees all the time and then not have anything to show when you have to file your taxes. So receipts are being demanded, receipts are being shown, things are coming to such a close. The shop is being closed for the holidays, let's put it that way. Pisces goes on vacation for their birthday and will not come back until mid-March. So here we see in the cards the closing process. And then we have the King of Cups and the Aquarian card. The Aquarian card here, if you're dealing with an Aquarius, they're being very forthcoming and they're being very serious about their future. If this is about work, then it looks like, Pisces, that there is some great ability to earn, but at the same time, don't push anything. The momentum in your career is so natural at this point. To do anything to mess with its momentum would be just pointless. There's no use doing it. Nine of Cups. There's so much emotion, and it's your choice now how you want to experience them. They can be in these cups behind you, neatly stacked, and you're happy about them, and you're taking account of what's going on in your life, and you're good. Or they can crash down on you. It's your choice. And it will be your choice in February. And I think you'll make the choice to see everything that happens right now as a positive, One, because you're used to seeing things as a positive, but also after February 4th, things just change. Your life won't be the same. There's endings here. There's huge new beginnings. There's change of identity. There's love. A whole other kind of love that I think you guys have waited for a long time. Is it romantic love? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's completely satisfying. It's that agape love that Campbell talks about and that the Cavalier poets wrote about. And then the Devil card. So, Pisces, if you're dealing with a Capricorn, they're coming up as part of this really loving energy. And moving from now Capricorn season to this eclipse energy to Aquarius season, you see this flow of time right into this wave, right to you. And you can feel that wave behind you, and no, you are not scared, and no, you are not intimidated, of course not. But you are sad that some things will wash away with that wave, and you know it. And perhaps you were waiting for that wave to wash them away because you couldn't do it yourself. And what remains, like I said, love. What remains is love. It's time for that really special love. Gemini card is about lovers, it's about children, it's about marriage, it's about partnership, it's about success and abundance. It's about making the right choices, telling the truth. It's really good. The entire reading is really good. I know it's been a sensitive time, and I'm trying my best not to indulge the lump in my throat, and not get too pulled into how emotional, like I can feel it, like, you know, my hair is being all like standing on end and my hands are shaky. You guys are just on the verge of tears, and it doesn't necessarily mean that anything is wrong, so don't freak out. It's just because your subconscious is so very activated, and you have such a fantastic subconscious, you know, already. And then to have it so activated, it's a lot. And it can manifest as crazy dreams and weird coincidences and emotional outbursts and crying fits and, you know, doubting everything. Give yourself the room to let your subconscious work out its pains and misgivings. Give it space, give it the stage, and let it show you what it's going on about. Let it show you what it is that it thinks needs your attention. It will tell you through dreams. It will tell you through your interactions in the world. It will produce situations for you so you can see what it is that it needs, that it's asking for. And if you use this time in that way, it can be magical, because you can learn so much right now from your subconscious, because it wants to talk and it wants you to talk back. And so this is a great time to be doing some guided meditations, doing some spiritual work. I caught that as soon as it happened. Dope. So spiritual work, that's where we froze, huh? Doing some spiritual work. Yeah, but what does that mean? Well, that can be, I have a jar of water here with a bunch of stuff written on it that affects the water crystals in the water that's in the container, and then I drink it, and we'll talk about that more on the podcast tonight. But, you know, there's several ways to indulge your curiosity about spirituality or just your practice. Because what we're ultimately looking for is the new you emerging at the beginning of your season, at the end of the month, And the new you, Pisces, of course, is the child you, the innocent, open-hearted truth of it all that we wait through Aquarius season to realize. And what is that truth that we wait through Aquarius season to realize? What is that sublime knowing that Pisces have that we can see in their eyes, but they are never able to articulate to us? Well, it is, I think it's just what I'm feeling. It's this lump in my throat. It's being so connected that the emotions and the feelings run through you like electricity. And how much of a job, how much of a burden that can be, and how much of a service it is. And how painful it is then when someone not only does not respect your service, but in some way harms you, lies to you, betrays you. Or for some other reason you really need to let them go. A friend, a dream, a pursuit of some kind, something, a lover, something you really thought that you somewhere down the line would get to have, and now you're realizing that's not the case. Ironically, it is the complete opposite for Virgo, and they're on the other end of the axis, where they are coming back together with people that they had no idea that they would. So this is how your end is playing out. And because you have been having a steady rise in so many different ways and things have been really good, it makes sense that there would be a tipping of some kind where you would have to start reevaluating then some other part of your life. You know, if this part is going great, wonderful, now let's look at this. And that's natural, and it happens, and I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I don't think anything is really that big of a deal for you guys. I think you're able to handle most things very well, as long as you are given the room, the space, the permission by yourself to feel what you feel unapologetically. And so where I can see the Five of Wands energy coming in, and where I can see the constriction, is where you don't feel like you have the space or the permission from the people, the home, wherever you are, to be who you are, which means having this intense connection to your own feelings, but also the feelings of others, perhaps at great distances. So you will also feel a leveling up of all that connectedness every year. Actually, every year Pisces becomes more psychic, more in tune for all of their years. And so congrats, it's another year to get even more connected to the universe. Now, for a lot of you, that's like, whoa, perfect, I love that, yay. And for some of you, that's like, oh no, I can't handle that. I'm already too connected. Like, I'm already exhausted. I already don't want to know what people are feeling. I already don't want everyone putting their stuff on me and then calling me dramatic, you know, like pouring all their negative energy into you, all their doubt, all their fear, that you, like a cat, are able to turn into positive stuff. And then when you get rid of the excess, you know, and you, like, you know, take off the top there, then you're being dramatic and erratic and emotionally unstable. It's really unfair how we treat those who do the most service amongst the zodiac. So Virgos and Pisces can have the worst reputations in terms of how they handle emotion, where in terms of Pisces having too much and Virgo having too little. And yet they are the two signs that are the most engaged in the service of the other signs. Irony. It seems like those who help us the most are the ones that we like to criticize the most. Okay, so there is that. Let's look at these cards together. Again, happy birthday. I loves yous. You know it. It's going to be a lit year. Happy New Year. Let's put the astrology and the placements and the eclipses and everything to the cards in the section where I have my papers and you have the cards in front of you. Okay? And then the extended will be on Vimeo. The podcast new episode that has to do with water crystals and aligning yourself will be tonight. There's one that's up already that has to do with this particular sweatshirt, like I mentioned. I burned a hole in it right in the heart part. Hole in the heart. And you can order that, I think, on the scrolling shelf below here. It's called the Vector Heart Hoodie, and it goes with the Vector Heart meditation that is on the podcast. So those meditations will also be available on Vimeo as standalone options as soon as I find a soundproof room. Until then, let's take a look at these cards. Love you. Hi, Pisces. The wind is blowing, and yeah, it is Aquarius season. It's very cold outside. I just realized I had water boiling. So here we are. There is a lot to be felt. Queen of Wands, a lot to be manifested. There are things that have to be let go of, and it may feel like someone is taking them away, stealing them. Communicate, but realize that with this communication comes a strange conflict. It's like the people around you want you to communicate, but then you start talking and it's a problem. So let's start with the 4th. February 4th is, well, it's the beginning because it's you deciding that whether it's your love life, a baby, a new job, a new project, whatever it is, you come into your own. Until February 4th, what you're dealing with is that sense of speaking about the loss, realizing what has been taken away so what can be. But also, it's about just letting go of a mindset that had attracted your previous life. And I say previous because this is a big new year for you guys, right? It's one of those very definitive years where you can feel the changeover. So the way I would put it is, even if you're staying with the person that you were with, it becomes new again. Aquarius season, and then your season right after, brings up everything that could possibly be brought up. Everything gets kicked up. Like the ocean floor gets muddied. Something's down there. You know, the water being poured in is kicking stuff up. So although it is the water of abundance, it's still causing this disruption. But the disruption is a welcome one. And I'll tell you why. Ultimately, if you're going to move forward in your relationships, in your careers, in your ability to communicate effectively, there's things that you need to have kicked up. There's things that need to be discussed in a way that maybe you don't want to discuss them. Maybe there are some conversations that you don't want to have with a friend or a spouse. Trust me, in Aquarius season, you're going to have them. Lots of couples tend to fight during Aquarius season. Excuse me. Sorry. But it's a way of knowing each other better. It's a way to bring about great contentment. And look to Capricorn season. What did you learn? Because by the time we get to the 19th and we get to the full moon, we're talking about really serious, responsible things that have to do with love, but also just in general with your life. Anything right now that doesn't seem very practical and sane, okay, you really need that earth sign to step up to the next level now. It's just not going to work for you. And although you may find that the focus is on your love life, happy Valentine's Day, and although you may find that you are definitely in the mood for love, there is still money and success here as well. Really, it's the next week or so that you got to look at. let it wash over you and let the realizations come and let the stuff get kicked up as if it must. Because obviously at the close of all this, as we come into your season, there is great opportunity. Oh, look. Great opportunity. My. Well, we know what we're doing in the extended. All right, Pisces, we'll go through and clarify each card and shuffle through, and then we'll look at these three as the outcome. Already you see what it looks like. When I tell you it's a time of love, it is, and it's about getting serious about love. It's about new levels of love that you might not have thought were possible for you. I'm happy for you, Pisces. It's a sweet reading. It's a sweet Valentine's reading. And a nice way to open up your season. Happy birthday. I'll see you in the extended. And yeah, we'll hang out in the podcast, yeah? Bye.